autobiographical sketch. Got the guitar? Got my voice? A little more reverb? Just a little bit. Man, the booze, it bruised me, you know it dragged me through the dirt. Made me hurt in places that I never thought could hurt. Then I blame my problems, the wreckage of the years. I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. No one ever held me down and filled my cup with beer. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Oh, each and every time I drank it voluntarily, and I liked it. Gets worse, you know. Always gets worse. Policeman pulled me over. He said, "How are you?" "I'm fine." He said, "Son, will you please step out? Walk me this straight line." Slapped them handcuffs on me, you know, sound filled me with fear. He said, "I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer." He said, "I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. No one forced me to turn the key, hit the gas and steer. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Oh, each and every time I drank it voluntarily, and I liked it." It gets worse. Always gets worse though. Stood there in the courtroom, I was pondering my fate. Judge, he looked down at me, he said, "This ain't great." Judge, he looked down at me, he said, "Son, I'm gonna make this clear." He said, "You are not a victim, boy, you are just a volunteer." He said, "I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. I was a menace on the highway and a moron in high gear. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Oh, each and every time I drank it voluntarily, and I liked it." It gets worse. The banker called me one day, said there's something I should know. This bank was not a charity, they were going to foreclose. You got 30 days to vacate, boy, better get your ass in gear. You are not a victim, this bank ain't no volunteer. He said, "I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer." And he didn't care that I spent the mortgage on fine imported beer. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Oh, each and every time I drank it voluntarily, and I liked it. To the ladies, you ready, ladies? My wife, she looked into my eyes, said, "Honey, this could have been swell if I was the kind of woman who liked living in a living hell." I wallowed in self-pity. She said, "Please spare me, dear. If you are not a victim, I damn sure ain't no volunteer." She said, "I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. If you want to know how to treat a woman, dog, you cannot find out here. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Oh, each and every time I drank it voluntarily, and I liked it." Are you ready for the ball? I say, are you ready for the ball? Can I get an amen? Can I get an hallelujah? So if you're listening to this song, these words have made you think, soon you may just find yourself staring. Taking a picture? Into your next drink. Whiskey may be airy, boys and girls. Vodka may be clear. But you are not a victim, you are just a volunteer. That's why I ask white people to clap their hands, always dangerous. Come on. I was not a victim, I was just a volunteer. No one ever held me down and filled my cup with beer. No one ever forced me to drink that Hennessy. Each and every time I drank it, follow. been a while since I played because since the rib thing it's I don't know. Do I look pain like I'm in pain? I'm in pain. I feel like cursing right now. So, got a bunch of tunes I could do, and some that I will. How many people have had a broken rib? Anybody here had a broken? It sucks, doesn't it? Yes. Everything hurts. Coughing hurts. Talking hurts. Sneezing hurts. My wife was nagging me today. It was killing me. It was just killing me while she was nagging hurts. And I want you to know that, honey. I should be so lucky. I met this woman 6 years ago, and she is the light of my life. I had to get sober for 30 years just so I could be in a place where I could be worthy of her. Because if she had met me 35 years ago, she wouldn't have come near me. No, nobody in this room would be near me right now if she met me 35 years ago. I was a crazy young Irish cop. Drinking is well, here's another little. Well, my grandpa was born in Dublin on St. Patrick's Day. You can't get more Irish than that, but it's hard to find a way. Oh, he came here to America. With his hands he built a home. In the years between the great wars, my father, his son, was born. And I'm the son of a son of a son of a son of Ireland. I've got John Patrick Delaney living in my veins. I'm the son of a son of a son of a son of Ireland. I got music coming out of me like a sweet, sweet Dublin morning rain. Oh, my grandma, her name, it was Margaret Flanagan. Oh, they tell me that she was born in Carrick, Roscommon. Now you may just know some of her people. Say they still live in great numbers there. Oh, and all the old ladies among them have my grandma's soft white Irish hair. And I'm the son of a daughter of a daughter of a daughter of Ireland. I've got Margaret Flanagan's passion living in my veins. I'm the son of a daughter of a daughter of a daughter of Ireland. And I got music coming out of me like a sweet, sweet Roscommon rain. Ireland, home of my fathers, and theirs before them. Sweet Ireland, and when will I see you and know you again? Well, I used to like my whiskey, but the doctor, he said to me, he said, you've got a predisposition, boy. I think it's something in your genes. Well, I'm not much one for prediction, and I don't like these stereotypes. When it comes to me and the whiskey, I think that doctor was right. 'Cause I'm the son of a bar-fighting son of Ireland. I've got old Jack Delaney's blood ripping through my veins. I'm the son of a rye-drinking son of Ireland. Irish category. Can you feel the rain? May the road rise to meet you. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to tune the guitar because I'm such a terrible guitar player, and it sounds a little bit better when it's in tune. Give yourself every advantage. Every advantage. Okay. Not that bad. This guitar's been with me for 35 years. It was built by Mr. Taylor for a woman named Kate McDonald. I don't know if you've ever heard Kate McDonald play, but she's an amazing songwriter and an amazing voice. And she plays the guitar left-handed upside down. So when I got the guitar, it was strung up backwards. And she didn't like it because it was too big for her. And I need a big guitar, big guy need a big guitar. So I've been banging on this thing for 35 years. It still holds the tune pretty good, despite my lack of, finesse. Well, so I think you got a little patience for a poem or two? Yeah. I retired from the law after 30 years as a trial attorney, and I was sitting home and I'm thinking, what am I going to do now? I got this heart condition. I can't like really run or walk too far. I get out of breath really quick. Like I just played a couple songs and I'm out of breath now. So I realized that for years I was sitting in the courthouses when I had to wait, and I would take out my iPhone and I'd write poetry on the iPhone. And when I sat down and looked, I had like 500 poems on the phone. So I said, let me take a couple of hundred and put them in a book. So I did. The book's called A Musing. And the subtitle is There's a Poem for Everyone. Now, you won't like every poem in the book, but I guarantee you'll find some that you like. And I wrote all the poems are not political, so I wrote it so you could just take it, and you could just go like that, and stop on a page and read a poem, It doesn't have, they're all in alphabetical order. So, here's a poem called Produce. Okay. Maybe I'm nuts for saying this, but avocado tell you something. I hope you don't think it's corny. I wanted to tell you for quite some time. Ever since we began, I've been waiting for the right moment. Aren't you aware that you are the apple of my eye? In Flax, I am absolutely plumb crazy about you. I think it would be great to be a couple. I've met a lot of lemons before, but I think that we would make a great pair. Given the opportunity, I would love to radish you. You make my heart of palm beat faster. It skips beats, actually. Beats, get that? I get butterflies every time I leak at you. All others kale in comparison to you. You are a real peach. It's you, edamame, babe. Honey, can't you see that we are destined to be? No one has to know. We can just get in the car tonight and cantaloupe. I've wanted you since our first date. Honeydew, you want me to? I only want to make you happy. I'm hoping fate will let us be together. I'll live for that day. That would be very nice. I would never lie to you, nor would I ever take you pomegranate. And I never want to see you cry, so I will peel all of the onions. I promise. Yeah, that's, it just, you could do, just this, they're all like little children to me. So I'm just going to do what I wrote the book. I'm going to flip, stop, and read, okay? Here's one called, fullness of time, okay? And the day came to pass in the fullness of time, when men lost their reason, their rights, and their rhyme, when the faithful and the faithless took up in their arms in a war that was clueless, civility gone, whining and wailing, sobbing and bawling, down on their knees, everyone crawling, the sun obstructed by thick black smoke. There in the dark, they convulsed and they choked. Those who said yes and those who said no never listened to those who said, "We told you so." Despite all the warnings and the pleas and the beckoning, the fools went headlong into their reckoning. Some used their heads to bang against walls, complaining of migraines when the reaper did call. Their reality consumed as if in a dream, while cyberspace buzzed with meaningless memes. While those who had sworn to protect and to serve lost all resolve and most of their nerve. Abandoning their posts, going off half-cocked, the prison doors opened, every cell was unlocked, and the day came to pass in the fullness of time when speaking one's truth became a capital crime, when speech was engaged in purely for effect, when every word was censored by the politically correct. They gave them all labels and took all their rifles. Their freedom to speak was permanently stifled. The haves and have-nots all sat in silence as the world was destroyed by cowards and violence. And the day came to pass in the fullness of time when everyone answered for everyone's crimes. And when every last resource was wasted and spent, they finally learned to forgive and repent. So there's poems like that in there. And then I'm going to read this one. I want to find it. Okay. So how many of you, men of a certain age, went to Robert Hall's at Easter time to get new Easter clothes? Remember? Robert Hall's Corvettes. Mama took you out Easter time to buy you new clothes. So my mom took me to Robert Hall's on the Grand Concourse. And this was about that. Yeah. As spring would say goodbye to fall, my mom would take me to Robert Hall's. All of us of a certain age knows that's where young goy men bought Easter clothes. Let me read that. That's where young goy men bought Easter clothes. I, for one, was always astounded by how quickly I would be surrounded by several old men with measuring tapes and all the measurements they would take. Inseam, outseam, pleat, or cuff. They just couldn't be thorough enough. He's a 42 Husky. No, a 44 Stout. Irving, you don't know what you're talking about. They would call out the numbers like tailors in song. He's a 46 Tall. Morty, you're wrong. Their faces etched in retail joy at the sight of a street-clothed Catholic boy. Take off your sweatshirt and your jeans and your cons. Stand there in your socks and try things on. Dressing after dressing, removal after removal, until they found something that met with mom's approval. A jacket, a shirt, new pants and a tie. All of this hoopla because this guy Jesus died. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, there's all kinds of, and my wife, my lovely wife Connie, did all the illustrations in the book. They're beautiful. Here's one, Seven Fidelis for the Marines she did the Marine Corps with a pencil. And, you know, it was a labor of love, and like I said, you'll find something in here that you like. There's one more I wanted to read to you. It was about a woman that I knew. PQRS. Okay. Okay. I once went out with a woman who told me that I was superficial. And when you hear the poems, you're going to realize what the joke of that was. Here's the illustration Connie did. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit. So, you're superficial, she said, as she put on her bra, adjusting her implanted breast, projecting cleavage afar. Soon she went to the mirror and applied her lipstick, then pursing puffed lips full of collagen. Then she did those eyes, moving her brush in little flashes, blackening and thickening her beautiful fake eyelashes. Then with the powder puff, she put upon a perfect nose. She paid a plastic surgeon a fortune for one of those. Then she slipped into her dress. That was quite a production. It never could have happened without the liposuction. Will you zip me up, she asked. The zipper was hard to drag. That's what happens when you put 10 pounds into a 7-pound bag. Then there were the shoes, leopard heels 6 inches high, to accentuate the calves and animalize the thighs. A quick spritz of perfume and she was ready to go. You're superficial, she said. Apparently, you would know. So, ladies, you know, get involved, get in a relationship with a poet, be careful, be very careful. You end up in a book. Anyway, I hope you pick up the book. I'm happy to sign one for you. I'm very proud of it. And I'm working on 2 other books. One is a novel and the other one is a self-help book about the AA slogans, which I think are for everybody, not just for the drunks. So, Barry asked me to play this one. I'll play this one. About my father. When he died, I went through his papers. My dad was a World War II Marine. He came home from the war, I think like 43, 44, and he drank a quart of whiskey every day for the rest of his life. And the man never missed a day of work. He was a really incredible constitution. Finally, as he got older, he got what the Irish call wet brain, what doctors call organic brain syndrome. You know, he drank so much that his brain just couldn't handle the drink. And I was thinking about, you know, when he died, I went through his papers, and in his papers I found this card. It was called the Pledge of Temperance. And it was dated 1946. So he had gone to a church and he'd spoken to the Monsignor. And the Monsignor must have given him this card because the Monsignor signed it. And he must have said to him, Jack, when you're ready to begin your pledge for a year, you sign this and bring it back to me. So there it was in his papers 60 years later, and he never signed it. So I thought there was a song in it. And I thought about it for a couple of years. And then the song finally came to me. And this is called The Halls of Montezuma. In the winter of 44, he came home from the Great World War. Far away on a foreign shore, he killed some Japanese. He was just a young Marine, haunted by the things he'd seen, like a never-ending dream of bodies, boys, and bombs. There were things he could not forget, faces on the end of a bayonet, blood flow in rivulets, darkening the sands of Iwo Jima. No more pride, no more swagger. Now he just stumbled, swayed, and staggered down the halls of Montezuma. Folks said he was not the same. He tried to numb the pain. The blood pumping through his veins was more than 100 proof. His eyes grew deep and hollow. Sometimes it was hard to swallow. He did not lead, he only followed, choking on his truth. And there were things he could not forget. Faces on the end of his bayonet, blood flow in rivulets, darkening the sands of Iwo Jima. No more pride, no more swagger. He just stumbled, swayed, staggered down the halls of Montezuma. One day he was on his knees talking to a priest. He said, "Father, is there hope for me? Am I lost forever?" There on the outer edge of a most precarious ledge, he was asked to take a pledge. It was a cold day in December. So it went for 60 years, a life of pain, regret and fear. You never let them see your tears, or you are not a man. At the age of 83's, secrets finally set him free, released him from his misery, and the drink fell from his hands. But there were things he could not forget. Faces on the end of his bayonet, blood flow in rivulets, darkening the sands of Iwo Jima. No more parade, no more swagger. He just stumbled, crawled, and staggered down the halls of Montezuma. If the army and the navy ever look on heaven seen, they will find the gates are guarded by United States Marines. That's for all you veterans. Breast milk is the best milk, it's what I like to do. Yeah, you gotta do something after you do a tune like that, right? Yeah. So I want to play a love song. It's the bracelet. It's what's on the bracelet. It's called, what's this song called? Ruled by the Moon, right? That's what it's called. Trying to figure out how to play it. Give me a little more on the guitar, Jimmy. We're gonna pick this real soft.
Okay.
A little more. Good. You can hear the guitar?
Yeah. Yeah.
You and I, we are the sand and the sea. I hold you in and you wash over me endlessly. We are both ruled by the moon. We know the secrets of every nation, from the beginnings of civilization, shipwrecks and sailors, chests of treasure untold. Sometimes we ebb, sometimes we flow, sometimes we go where we're not supposed to go. The calm in me, the storm in you. Know that we want is to be free. You and I, we are the ships and the stars. We need each other to know just where we are as we drift amongst these swells and the squalls. And even when we are obscured by the clouds, we find ourselves on this darkened sea somehow. Time is endless, and we are timeless melodies. Sometimes we glitter, sometimes we glow, sometimes we put on one hell of a show. We see it there in each other's eyes. Now there ain't no need to question or wonder why. Walls of water and wind and waves, some are lost and some are saved. Time forgives what the sea just forgets. Sometimes we kiss, sometimes we touch, sometimes we don't even do that much. We see it there in each other's eyes. Now there ain't no need to question or wonder why. You and I, we are the sand and the sea. I hold you in and you wash over me endlessly. And we are both ruled by the moon endlessly. And we are both ruled by the moon. Something like that. Thank you very much. Next time I have left Barry. One more?
Yeah,
one or two. One or two? Okay, so let's do this one here. Okay, so all of us of a certain age remember certain cartoons, and this is I was watching my kids watch the cartoons. And I thought, wow, these cartoons they're sophomoric compared to the cartoons that we watched. Yeah. There was so much really deep adult stuff in like the cartoons that we watched. So I said, let me write a song about those cartoons. Ricochet Rabbit, he was in the habit of bouncing over rocks and trees, changing direction, avoiding detection, a skill that everyone needs. And old Gil Kabong, he never could sing a song. His voice was a curious thing. It just goes to show you, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot teach him to sing. In the world's a cartoon, and we're all suspended in a big animation. It's too quickly ended. Yeah, the world's a cartoon. Splashes of color Most times the joke's on each other. Old Elmer Fudd, he went firing his duds while dreaming of Wabbit stew. The bugs in his hole was always in control. He made us want to dominate too. Daffy the Duck, I never once heard him cluck. Ah, shucks, isn't that what ducks do? He was larger than fiction with his imperfect diction. He was always bending the truth. Sorry. And the world's a cartoon. And we're all suspended in this big animation. It's so quickly ended. Yeah, the world's a cartoon. Splashes of color, and it don't make much sense. Most times the joke's on each other. Now this last verse, I could have saved myself a shitload of money on therapy if I just understood this last verse. Wile E. Coyote, he ate too much peyote and went crashing right into a wall. And high up above, in an act of cold-dependent love, Roadrunner caused the boulder to fall. While he looked up, was unable to move, shrugged his shoulders, accepting his fate. He was always the loser, he was never the winner. But man, wasn't his determination great? It's a world full of Wileys, right? And the world's a cartoon. We're all suspended in a big animation. It's too quickly ended. Yeah, the world's a cartoon. Splashes of color, and it don't make much sense. Most times the joke's on each other. That's all, folks. Something like that. I have never played guitar and broke ribs before, but hey, do I look like it? This is agony or not? Am I putting on a good bruise here? Because honey, morphine immediately after the show. Unbelievable. It's the worst. I've hurt myself. I've jumped out of helicopters. I've been in shootouts. I've been shot at. This is the worst thing that happened. Broken ribs are horrible. So, okay. So now we're going to end the show. So we're going to end the show. I always like to say this. You know, I was a cop and I was a lawyer, and I don't know if you folks are aware of the USFC, which is the United States Folk Code. It's a violation of Section 1440 Subdivision C of the Folk Code if you are an audience and you're asked to sing along and you refuse to do so. We've had a nice night so far. I don't want to see anybody get locked up, so I'm going to require your voices on this one. It's a very sad, serious song. It's about my ex-sister-in-law who was once came over to my house with a little vial and something in the vial, and she said, "Oh my God, look what the doctor took out of my leg today." There was like a little piece of tissue floating around, some fluid, and I was like, is that even legal for the doctor to do that? I don't know. And then I thought, well, that's strange. I just married her sister, and I just thought, okay, you know, I come from a dysfunctional family too. That's a little tissue. What's a little tissue amongst friends, amongst family? So then I I don't know, 6 months later, she came by again with another vibe. Yeah, and I said, oh my God, there's something wrong with this woman. She's a hypochondriac. And I left it at that. And then she did it a third time about a year later, and I said, I gotta write a song about this. This is like, I have to write a song about this. So the song is called Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. And you have to sing with me 3 times after every verse is what you sing. She goes to the doctor, and Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. And it's a violation of the code if you don't sing. I want to hear it now. One time, nice and loud. She goes to the doctor, and Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. Okay, very sad song. She goes to the doctor every day. Doctor listens what she's got to say. Doctor doesn't want to upset her. He takes something out so she'll feel better. He puts the pieces in a mason jar so Kathy Cooper knows what they are, to show her family when she gets back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. 3 times, here we go. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. Table number 2. A little louder, please. Very sad song. Second verse sadder than the first. Puts these jars on the mantelpiece for conversations with her company. Every jar tells a different story. Some disgusting, some just gory. When her husband asks her about the bills, she points to the jars of parts and pills. I told you when you married me, my favorite hobby was surgery. That's right, here we go. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. Yeah! I think we're getting it. Third verse, very sad. Third verse, let's go. Let's bring it way down. Let's get appropriate reference. She lost 30 pounds in the last 2 years. Too much surgery, the doctor feared. When she goes to see him again, he's gonna have to put some stuff back in. He'll take the pieces from the mason jars, put them back where they were before. She'll get a break on the usual fee. Labor only. Parts are free, that's right. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper Hypochondriac. She goes to the doctor, Les comes back. Kathy Cooper, she's a hypochondriac. I hope you enjoyed that. I gave you my level best, and this guy was a tough act to follow. So thank you, Barry. Thank you, folks, for hanging around. I came in, I thought, look at all these old people. They're going to be leaving at 9 o'clock, but thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it.